Hello and welcome to episode 2 of a show that I'm calling
That's my opinion!
Right, so episode 2 of That's My Opinion. I have got 4 topics I want to discuss with you guys today. Topic number 1, I'm sure you guys have seen all over social media recently the absolute uproar of Ariana Grande performing at Aretha Franklin's funeral. There were 2 sides to this story, the first of which people took great issue with her miniskirt, saying it was disrespectful, no wonder why Bill Clinton couldn't keep his eyes off her. You guys know what I'm going to say about this already. If people can't control themselves looking at women, that is not the woman's fault. You should be able to wear whatever you like. I thought Ariana's dress was beautiful. A short mini skirt. It's not even like a mini skirt, it's like a skater skirt kind of situation. That's very on brand for her. She always wears skirts that legs. She's got great legs. I thought she looked amazing. So that's not very fair to say. The second side of this story was all about the pastor who kind of took her not off stage, but kind of grabbed her after her performance and did a little outro for her and made a little joke, and he grabbed her waist, and people are saying that he kind of got a little bit too grabby with her, a little bit too physical, and it looked like he was kind of grazing her boob, maybe trying to grape her a bit. I have seen the clip that people are sharing and the pictures that people are sharing to support the idea that he was getting a little bit too physical with her. If you watch the original performance in the original clip, the clips that are circulating have been slowed down, which I think makes it look a lot worse than it is, because it makes it look like he's really going in there. If you watch the original clip, it's so short. It's like seconds short. And yes, at first, she is leaning away from him, but it's because he starts off speaking by saying, I have to apologize, and he seems quite serious when he says this. I have to apologize to you. And if that was me, I would think, oh my god, was there something wrong with the performance? Was the mic not working? Has something terrible happened? Like, what's going on? And then he went on to make a joke about how his daughter was telling him he's too old because he didn't know who she was. And then she seemed quite comfortable, she was laughing. I think it's really opened up to interpretation, this, because a lot of people who are survivors of sexual abuse are saying that they recognize the look in her eyes, they recognize this physical behavior, and that she looked uncomfortable. For me, I think it was an honest mistake. I can understand how people can say it looked a bit dodgy and a bit untoward, but I don't honestly believe that there was any ill meaning towards this. I think it was just an honest mistake. He was just happy, he was grabbing her. I think he was just a bit awkward because she's so small. I don't think there was any sexual intent with this. He has since gone on to apologise as well. So I think we need to just let it go. Let it go. Second topic I have for you guys is kind of a part 2 to where I spoke about Nicki Minaj in my last video. As you know now, she has collaborated with Scum of the Earth 6ix9ine in a song called Fifi, which she has tacked on to the end of her new album, Queen. For whatever reason, this album is not doing as well as everybody thought it would. It's not charting as well as she was hoping. It didn't go to #1. And she's not dealing with this news very well. She's been blaming every single person, every single reason as to why it is not selling as well. I think the best way for her to proceed with this would be just to not acknowledge the sales, just pretend like it's doing well, just be positive about it. I think the more she seems so bitter and the more she passes the blame onto other people, the more it seems that she's very bothered by this. I specifically want to talk about something that she said recently, where she addressed the controversy of her collaboration with 6ix9ine, and I'm paraphrasing here, I will put up the quote, but she said something along the lines of, when Lady Gaga collaborated with R. Kelly, nobody cared, but when she collaborates with 6ix9ine, suddenly the world is on fire and everybody is really, really pissed off. I just want to chime in here, because when Lady Gaga collaborated with R. Kelly on Do What You Want, there was major backlash. People were not happy. I don't know how you can say that nobody cared. People cared. That was originally going to be a single, and she had a music video for it, which was cancelled and never released. And also, for the single release, she very, very quickly re-recorded it with Christina Aguilera and swapped out R. Kelly. So whenever she promoted the song, she had Christina Aguilera performing the second verse instead. Like, it was not a good thing. Like, people did not like it. I don't think Gaga ever actually commented on why she made that collaboration, but my point is that people did care. She didn't get away with it scot-free. So I think that was kind of bullshit, Nicki, but you have been spouting a lot of bullshit recently, and as a long-time fan, I'm kind of getting really disappointed in this whole era at the moment. So a lot of you guys have asked for me to talk about the whole feud between Colleen Nolan and Kim Woodburn. Now, I have to be honest, I never watched that series of Celebrity Big Brother, so I don't really know the ins and outs of what happened, but you guys specifically wanted me to talk about when they appeared on Loose Women together, and that has been going viral. People have been talking about that endlessly. I watched the segment that they put up on their Loose Women YouTube. I think, first of all, Loose Women is such a disgusting show. It's just a bunch of ignorant, middle-aged women reaffirming their ignorance with one another, and some of the things that they talk about, some of the conclusions they come to in the past have been so disgusting. I just think the show is horrendous. It's trash. That aside, this whole segment, first of all, was kind of ridiculous. There was Janice Street Porter, and she was as like a judge, and they were going to try and like hash out this argument between the two of them. And as it unravels, I was very uncomfortable watching this. Kim Woodburn clearly had something to say, and every time she went to speak, she would get cut off by everybody. There were so many people talking over her. Colleen sat there, said absolutely nothing, which I think riled Kim up even more, understandably. And she even called her out on that, saying, don't believe this act of demure, oh, poor me, I've done nothing wrong, because she is conniving and calculating. I don't know what happened, but I really felt bad for Kim Woodburn in this segment. I did feel like everybody started attacking her when she got questioned what her talent is. I just thought it was really unfair, and she really went to try to explain herself, to try to defend herself, and didn't really get the opportunity to. I really respected when she was very honest and said that she was only there for the money. Good for you. If she didn't want to go on there but you're going to be offered a paycheck, take it, I would. And the same with Big Brother. She didn't back out because she wanted the money. I just thought that was quite amusing, and I had a lot of respect for her in terms of that. I cannot remember, I don't know who any of these women are, but the lady who was sat to her left on the end of the table started comforting Kim when she started crying, and Kim went, don't be so two-faced. I was so on her side with that. You can't like be slagging her off, laughing in her face, and then as soon as she cries, try to comfort her. That is really, really two-faced. That's so hypocritical. So I understood her frustration. I felt really sorry for her in this segment. But as I said, I don't know if she's right or wrong. I just didn't like how this interview or whatever it was supposed to be went. I thought it was kind of gross. Final topic I want to rant about to you guys is it recently came to light that on Pearl's season of RuPaul's Drag Race, I think it was in a Hey Queen interview, Pearl said the reason why, the kind of turning point in the season where she became so defeated was there was a moment whilst they were filming where the cameras stopped and they weren't filming, and RuPaul was in the studio with them, and Pearl turned to Ru and said, I just want to take this moment to say thank you so much for everything that you've done. Like, this is such an honor to be in your presence. Like, this is crazy. Thank you for having me. And Ru apparently turned to her and said something along the lines of, nothing you say matters if those cameras aren't rolling. And Pearl apparently took great offense to this. She said she was absolutely heartbroken, and that is why throughout the whole season she was in two minds of whether staying or going. And generally speaking, I feel like the internet is really on her side with this, and they really, really feel for Pearl and are kind of demonizing RuPaul. Now, I just want to say that I am by no means RuPaul's biggest fan. I think RuPaul recently has become very problematic, and that I could do a whole video on that in itself, but I am in no way RuPaul's biggest fan. I would love to see the show without him, in fact. However, I do think there is potentially a little bit of misunderstanding in this situation. I don't doubt for one second that Ru probably said what he said in a very cunty way, in a very impatient way. I don't doubt that, but I don't necessarily think that he meant what he said with malice. With reality TV, every single thing that you say, if it's not on camera, it's wasted. If there is a potential interesting conversation to be had and it's off camera, it's useless. Absolutely useless. And it's so difficult. If a producer hears people talking about something interesting off camera, it's so difficult to then get them to repeat that on camera and make it natural. So I think there is a possibility that Ru was basically trying to say to Pearl, the cameras aren't on, save what you have to say for when the cameras are rolling. That is my interpretation of it. I think perhaps Pearl didn't quite understand that, and Ru probably didn't have the patience to explain it properly, but I do think potentially that was the intention, that you're wasting what could potentially be a usable, great piece of television because the cameras aren't rolling, so just hush up and wait until they're rolling again. I don't know, what do you guys think? That's my opinion. I've not seen anybody else interpret that situation in that way, but that's my 2 cents on it anyway. This has been another edition of That's My Opinion. I hope you guys are liking this show so far. I've really enjoyed the feedback that I've had so far, so thank you very much for everyone who's watched. If you have got any ideas for a future episode, please let me know on Twitter or in the comments below, and please subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/Novympia. You've got to click that little bell next to the subscribe button or you might not get notified of our future videos. Also, if you really like us, please check out our Patreon. Even if you donate $1 a month, you get access to some really cool exclusive goodies, and that would be awesome if you could join the Novympia cult. And a happy birthday to Kylie W. September the 9th is your big day. I hope you have a wonderful time and that you get everything that you asked for. Okay guys, I'll speak to you soon. Mwah. Bye.